Come on. It can get scared when you legendary. That's what I was. I gotta catch that bitch. It can get scared when you legendary. That's what I was told.
We're here with your boy, Icy Red.
What's up? What's up?
So tell people how you came up with that name.
I used to work at an elementary school around the time I was starting to learn how to produce. I just know I wanted to have the color red being my producer name. I asked the class. I was like teaching like 5th graders. I was like, yo, what would be like a cool like producer name? And like someone said Icy, and I was like, damn, that's hard. I wanted to spell it like the drink, and then it has like the double meaning, like icy red, icy red. Red, it's deep. Like red's the color of extremes. It represents love, war, hunger, passion. And I don't want like icy red beats. I don't want like a name that like is like one thing. Like I could be an artist, I could be a producer, be a DJ, whatever. Where should I look? Should I look there? Should I look up there?
So, where are you from?
I'm from Miami, Florida, born and raised. Shout out Miami 305.
So when you say you're a producer, but you don't want to be confined as that, what else do you see yourself doing?
Everything, songwriting, being the artist, you know, eventually having a label, being CEO. Like I've learned like production doesn't necessarily mean you make beats.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
this is true.
And I love producing. I like even if it's film, even if it's music. Like Quincy Jones made Thriller at 50 years old,
Right.
and he barely even really played any instruments on the album. He still produced the whole album. That's kind of like what I want to be on.
So how did you get into the music realm?
I always been into music. I always been into music since I was a little kid. I can't say I always knew that I was gonna be a producer. When I was like 13, I found like this website called beatlab.com, and it was like just like a drum programmer, and I used to like load samples in there. It was like just for fun type shit. When I was 18, one of my homeboys had an FL Studio, and he showed it to me, and he was like, yeah, you can make beats like this. I'm like, that's it? Like, you don't need anything else? Like just a laptop? Like, yeah. Like, I'm like, how do you know, put sounds through here? Damn. And then I just got obsessed with it. Like 2 weeks in, I was like, oh, this is it. I found it.
You played that boy.
Oh yeah, we got to. Hold on, I need one on the phone too. I need one on the phone too. This one for the gram. Who got me? Who got me? You feel me?
Cause I'm worth it. How far is it like go up?
So what do you like to go by?
Aaliyah Lene. My name is Aaliyah Lene.
So tell us, how'd you come up with your name?
It's a very interesting story. My mother just kind of gave it to me. I'm sorry, let me not be sarcastic. Yeah, well yeah, my name, that's my first name, and Lene is actually my middle name.
So why don't you use your last name?
I don't know, something the way Aaliyah Lene just kind of rolled off
Has
the
a nice
tongue.
ring.
Yeah, I felt like it worked. It's a lot of L's, but I feel like it worked.
So where are you from?
I'm from Minneapolis, Minnesota.
You're in Florida.
Yes, I am. I moved here about 2 years ago, so 2018. Full Sail University, I actually just graduated with my bachelor's degree. But my hopes was to meet dope musicians, you know, and I did exactly that.
How did all this come about?
Literally just years of pursuing and just being curious. I guess, yeah, years of curiosity, just wanting to figure out other ways to grow, and challenge myself. I started off just singing and playing the piano, and over the years, like, I wanted to just do more. I wanted my hands in more of the music I was creating, and so I just ended up really just being that one-stop shop.
So did you learn a lot in church, or?
Yes, grew up in church. Definitely, yep, grew up in church. I actually never really sung in church choir that much, though. I don't know. I was more so in the pews, just receiving the messages. But church is definitely where I grew up.
So you got signed to a label in 2018.
Yes, actually, yep. I got signed to Contra Recordings, Worldwide Recordings. That is through Haq Islam. He's the manager, the owner of that, CEO.
And you're the first artist.
I am.
How did
your research? Okay, my high school I went to was High School for Recording Arts in Minnesota. Graduated there, started working there as an intern to teach students the things that I've learned. And through high school, the High School for Recording Arts, HSRA, the principal graduated college, Howard University, with Hawk. So Hawk called the principal and was like, hey, I'm looking for a writer. He actually had an artist, and he said, I'm looking for a writer. And he mentioned me, and started working with him. And then as everything unfolded, they just said that, hey, you know what, we want you to be our artist. Yeah, it was amazing, because I've been told forever that I don't look like an artist. I've been told that like I don't necessarily have whatever that is. Don't know what the look is, but I didn't have it apparently. So it was very refreshing to have someone look at me and like really just believe in what I, at that moment, like, you are it, and we want to support you in that. So very refreshing.
So you're interviewed by Queen Afua,
yes.
How did you guys even get in contact with each other, and how amazing is that for her to be like, you know, notice you and say, hey, like, I want to get interviewed?
That's amazing. This is also my management team. Yeah, my manager introduced me, and I read her book, Sacred Woman, and I feel like this is a book that every woman should read. It's just getting to know yourself, your body, where you come from. I feel like it's important, and everybody, I can't say what you'll get out of it because I feel like everybody gets something different. But I read her book, and so it was amazing when Hawk was like, hey, she saw you, you know, we want to do a healing, because music, I feel like, is healing, and that's something I always say. Music has healed me from depression in areas, anxiety in areas, and so when she kind of heard that and kind of saw me, she's like, actually, let me interview her. So it was absolutely amazing. She's so kind.
And Connor, at the level that he is right now, he is still willing to learn, and he's still willing to regrow and rebuild and change things and structure things. Yeah. And so because of his foundation, it allows other people to do the same thing. Like, you guys,
I agree,
follow into play.
So thankful to Connor, so thankful to Connor. So G Blizz is the one who introduced me to Connor too. So thankful to G Blizz. And I'm just so excited to just sit and not obviously sit because I'd be working, but I'm so excited to just watch how this continues to just become the storm, that a great storm that everybody knows is coming. I'm so excited.
What was that you got here?
This is
I don't know, but I'm on what you on right now, bro. Yeah, pizza.
Being a kitchen here too. Today we're gonna cook creme brulee.
Shell Boyardee.
Oh my god.
We're here today with Connor at Studio 18 in Orlando, Florida. How did you start off with this studio? What got you motivated to do your own thing?
Oh my gosh, I started making music, recording music when I was about 14 years old. A lot of people, you pick up a guitar, then maybe learn how to make a beat, then write a song, then mix, then maybe one day learn how to master. My story is complete opposite. I learned how to master first. I saw an article in the newspaper about a guy named Greg Calby, legendary master engineer. I thought it was really cool what he did. And I knocked on his door. He invited me over to Sterling Sound. And then I fell in love with the whole process. And the rest is history. I came down to Florida to go to Full Sail University. I started a studio in my mom's basement when I was 14 years old, and I just wanted to up my chops. My goal was to start a studio in Brooklyn, but when I came down here, I said, let's just try this out in Orlando first. Found this little house, and it reminded me of Hitsville, USA, which is where Motown made all their first records. And we stayed there for 3 years. I was ready to go back to Brooklyn. We did a big going away party. Cops show up. I got arrested. I got arrested for noise ordinance violation of all things. And I'm standing there and I've got handcuffs on in front of a whole audience. And they, the cop was basically like, okay, wise guy, you got a speech or something? I was like, actually. So I gave my like Braveheart speech to like a ton of people. I was like, Orlando, I did it for you. It's been amazing. 100 people come down and bail me out of jail. And it was like, so like empowering and motivating. Like, Orlando, wow, like I realized that I really love this city, and I said, you know what, I'm just gonna keep it here. I'm gonna keep Studio 18 here. We looked at like probably 400 different properties and said it's time to go commercial, and people were like, no, what makes Studio 18 so amazing is that it is in a house. So we found this property. There's so much history in this building. 400 plus people have worked here. Well over 1,000 independent artists have recorded here, big artists too. Joey Badass, Talib Kweli, Ayo the producer, who's just did Cardi B's WAP song. Worked out of this room back here. I built a production room for him for a year. Now a guy named Keith Andes lives in there. He's a friend and mentor of mine. The guy's written for Deborah Cox, Boyz II Men, Jackson 5. The list goes on of the type of people that I've been, able to work with. So it's been amazing. And then I'm getting ready to move back up to Jersey with my wife, which Studio 18 will stay here forever. It's in great hands. We've got a great team. And my goal right now is just uniting the city. Community is king. Has always been the motto of Studio 18, so that's what we're all about. And now we're doing something that's never been done before. Dealing with about 12 different studios in town, and we're all uniting under one kind of mission. As we all do our own thing, but it's called the OCC, the Orlando Creative Community. And it's going to be really, really amazing what's about to go down. So that's kind of the story of Studio 18.
What you naming it? I've called it sometimes for now.
Nigga, you played that boy.
We're here with your man Swavy.
Yes, sir.
So, you're a musician.
Yes, sir. Yes, man. So, musician, producer, writer. I just love making music, so everything's always for the music.
How did you get started on this journey?
Church, about 4 years old. I went to the drums. My pops was like, nah, going on the keys.
Did he take you off the drums because he didn't want you practicing in the crib?
That's what I'm saying, man. He stopped. He tried to. You know what though? I had to give it to him though, because him putting me on the keys, like it allowed me to like develop like a melodic ear. It allowed me to develop more as a musician.
Man,
You know what I'm
listen,
saying?
that ain't the key. Find me, bruh. Find me. How'd you come up with your name, Swavy?
Swavy, so I was in high school and I used to have waves. I got dreads now. I was making an aim profile. I had the sidekicks. I had the sidekick of 3. I was like, yo, what's a nice little name? Mr. Swavy, so wavy. Right, that was super corny. I liked the Swavy part, so I wrote Swavy on the brush. The girl's like, oh, that's a nice name. Thank you. Like my waves and stuff. And then I just kept it.
How did you come across Studio 18?
This was a while back. If I'm not mistaken, it was through Drelu. That's my bro. That's family, like for life. Like, yeah, he was just doing some things around here, recording here, and I forgot the exact like history, but basically like we ended up here, and then ended up here a lot, and then we built the connection. Connor and everybody, Chris, everybody else here before. That's where the relationship comes from.
Yeah, this studio has a different vibe compared to everywhere else.
Yeah, it's family.
That I've been to. Yeah, it's definitely family oriented, and you hear that a lot, but they show it here.
Yeah, because and like you said, it's another thing to hear it. It's another thing to feel it. You can say anything.
Yeah.
But you can't. Like anyone can say anything to you, and that's cool. But not anyone can make you feel a type of way. You know what I'm saying? There's a saying that goes, people. I just forgot the saying. But it's like people will remember the way you make them feel.
That is very true.
You know what I'm saying?
Very true.
It was already done. I'm like, yeah.
You ain't real, Fee.
That shit was good though, I ain't gonna lie. I got you next time. See, look, I'm gonna bring food, but we can just go get food when we in a special occasion where we make some shit.
But Chef Boyardee, that gotta happen.
Well, get my own look. What they call it? The
Apron?
yeah, apron. Chef Boyardee.
Okay.